right. I ain't scared of my past, and now for our tomorrow, I'm screaming out for my pride. I'll keep on screaming loud and clear, 'cause I don't want to see those tears. No way. I'm never falling down 'cause I'm in support of the wind of destiny. Your smile is what I want to see. Know that you can depend on me. Oh, I got a blast off your beat for you and me. Come on, sorrow, rest in peace. And always. Bring it on, 'cause I'm just gonna grow up in the battle. Overtake the clouds now, still burning my fire. Thunder crashes in the air. I gotta break this nightmare. For tomorrow, I'll see it through the past, the future, and the living now right. I ain't scared of my past, and now for our tomorrow, I'm screaming out for my pride. I'll keep on screaming loud and clear, 'cause I don't want to see those tears. No way. I'm never falling down 'cause I'm in support of the wind of destiny. Your smile is what I want to.
Sorry, I got the theme in my head again. Oh, wait, the thing's not put up. Hold up a second. Give me a moment here. Not that, not that, not that, not that. It would be that. There we go. Hi, chat. How are you doing? Man, I love this chat. This right here. This is the chat. What about the Akatsuki? What about the Akatsuki? So Hidan and Kakuzu walk into a bar. And then everybody dies. Then they kill everybody and Kakuzu robs the place. I don't know. Hugh Neutron meets Kaido. Quack, quack. You know, I said this last time, but Hugh Neutron, I follow the actor, the voice actor that played him on Twitter. He's a pretty funny guy. And he's one of those voice actors that's like, yeah, I know I was Hugh Neutron, and everybody loves Hugh Neutron, so if I ever have to be Hugh Neutron again, I'd be fine with that. Because a lot of times with, like, voice actors and stuff, and I understand this, I really get it, it's like, hey, I did this character, I portrayed this character, I want to do other stuff, I want to get away from this character, I don't want to do this anymore, and, you know, people might just, like, meme at that person over and over again. It's like, yeah, that was, like, you know, before, now I'm doing other stuff. But that's one of the voice actors that are just like, yeah, I did Hugh Neutron, it was hilarious. If they want to bring him back, sure, fine, you know? So yeah, let's do a fighting game with Hugh Neutron. Let's do it. So how was your Friday the 13th, Tekking? Did you hang out with Jason? Oh, yeah. You know, I live out in the country, right? There's actually, well, I don't know if there's any summer camps around here, but there's a lot of, like, you know, local parks, you know, like state parks and stuff, and they're usually next to a lake. There's one that's like a dam not far from where I live. It's actually kind of out in Amish country a little bit. And so that's very nice, peaceful place to go. And there's another place it's a little bit further. It's about an hour away from here, and it's a big lake, and there's a nice nature trail. So I don't go out there too often, but it is a very peaceful thing. You know, it would be. I saw a picture once of this guy that was living in like a town that was very like. It got very foggy and like the mist, you know, a lot, like at like a high elevation. So kind of like here, it was kind of misty when I woke up this morning. But there's a person that dressed up like Pyramid Head and walked around the streets of this town at like 3 o'clock in the morning with the street lights like just basked in the fog. And I'm like, that is a genius idea. But also, if it was, I don't know what country it was in, but if it was in the United States, you would probably get shot. Like, you know, if I looked out my window at 3 o'clock in the morning and I saw a guy cosplaying as Pyramid Head walking down the street, I mean, I'd be afraid, but I would also be like, dude, you better, somebody sees you doing that, they might, you know, shoot first, ask questions later, right? It was like, do you guys remember, I don't even know if they still do them, probably not. Remember back when YouTube was all about, like, the prank videos, right? So this was probably, like, 5 or 6 years ago, and I didn't get super into them. I didn't watch a lot of prank videos, but there was the Murderous Clowns one. Remember the clowns? And this was before the clowns, like, the trend where, like, everybody was dressing up like clowns. These were the clowns, I believe they were based in, like, Italy. And I forget the name of the channel. I watched them for like a year or two. I just, oh man, it was something like, I forget the name of the channel. Somebody will let me know. But it was about these clowns that would go around and like every episode they would have like a bigger and bigger budget to like terrify people. So there was like an episode where they, like, the first one, they would just be like dressed up like a clown, and they would hang out on the side of the road, and they would just like pretend to be digging a hole, like a grave, and they'd have like a fake body. They'd have like a fake body with like a watermelon for a head, and they take out the giant hammer and they like break the guy's, like, not the guy, it was a mannequin, but they would break the watermelon, and like goo would go everywhere. And this would be like in the middle of the fucking night. This would be like 11 o'clock at night. These people would be walking down the street, and they turn and they see this shit, like, hello, bam, and like break somebody's head, be like, ah, and they would turn and run away. Wait, was that it right there? Was it DM pranks? That was it. Direct message pranks, DM pranks, that was it. So they did like 5 or 6 or 7 episodes of these things. And like I said, the budget, like one time they had like a steamroller, like they rented a steamroller. So somebody would be walking down the street and they'd be like, oh, strummily bum just walking down the street. And then they turn and they see a clown with a freaking steamroller, like, and they'd be like, oh my God. And so the clowns would like chase after them and shit. And so I don't really see the clowns anymore. And I think that's because YouTube really cracked down on a lot of stuff after the adpocalypse happened. And also, like, I believe the country they did it in was Italy. If I'm not mistaken, it was Italy, where gun laws are a lot more restrictive than they are in the States. So I remember, though, I watched some clown videos because they were popular in Italy. People started doing them here in, like, New York City. Or other like big cities in the U.S. And so I remember, I don't remember what channel it was. They were all over the place at this point. This is probably back in like 2015, 2016. They were all over the place. So I remember watching one where these 3 guys dressed up like clowns, and they were going through a public park in like the middle of downtown Chicago or some shit, and they were trying to scare somebody. And they pulled out a fucking gun. The guy they were trying to scare, it was like, I got a gun. And they were like, whoa, dude, sorry, no. It's just like, what did you think was going to happen doing this? You know, you can't just be doing that, right? Like, that's pretty terrifying. Yeah, those the kind of things are always funny until they prank the wrong person. I remember even there was, like, one of the people they tried to prank, I think on the official ones, like the DM Pranks channel, and I might be misremembering, but I remember they tried to prank somebody, and he was actually like, he was a police officer. He was like an off-duty police officer, and he wasn't intimidated in the slightest, because some of the stuff they did was just like, okay, you're walking down the street, and then it's like, you know, the clown jumps out, and you're like, ah, and then you turn and you run in the opposite direction, and it's whatever. There were other times, though, where I remember there was this one dude that was walking on a bridge in front, like, it wasn't like a major river or anything, but it was like a bridge over like a little river in the middle of the city, and there was one clown on the one side of the river, and he's like, okay, fuck this, and he turns around and walks away, and then there's another clown on the other side of the bridge, and they just started closing in on him slowly, and the dude jumps over the side of the damn bridge into the river below. Now, it wasn't like super high up or anything, but he still could have gotten hurt doing that. He could have landed weird. He could have broke his neck. His phone could have gotten... How would you feel about that? Like, 2 people are trying to prank you for YouTube, and your cell phone gets destroyed. And, like, your wallet, all your money, everything gets, like, soaked. And you'd be just like, fuck you, assholes. You know what I mean? Like, so, yeah. And then there was other ones where people could fall. They could, like, run away, and they could fall, and they could get hurt. And, yeah, it's probably best that doesn't happen anymore. Yeah. Can you make some fairy tale videos? Yeah, I made the fairy tale video. It's the live stream. It's the beginning of this one where the theme plays. Oh, man. Any thoughts of the bounty of the Straw Hats after Wano that we now almost reached the peak of the arc? Have we, though? Have we reached the peak of this arc? I'm assuming we did, because, like, the Tobiropo seemingly are all defeated. We don't know for certain, but they're seemingly defeated. And so we still have the fight with Yamato and Kaido, and Luffy still has to fight Kaido. I don't know if we're at the peak of, like, the action right now. I'm going overboard with the bounties, because last time I thought the bounties were going to be lower than they actually were. Like, after Totland, I did not think Luffy's bounty was going to be over 1 billion. I thought it was going to be maybe 1 billion at absolute maximum, but I did not think it was going to be higher than 1 billion. I was probably honestly putting it close to 8 or 900 million. And then what happened? 1.5 billion. So you know what? Screw it. Luffy's bounty at the end of Wano, it's going to be 3 billion. Just go with it. 3 billion, 4 billion. He's a straight up Yonko now. Or maybe he has, like, straight up the highest bounty in the series. You might be sitting there just being like, there's no way that would happen. That's too ridiculous. Well, you know what? I undershot it the first time, so if I'm going to go for it, I'm going to overshoot it. Okay, there you go. How goes it, King of Tech? It's going good. It's going good. Why do you just have noodle arms? You like my noodle arms? I gotta be careful I don't pull my shoulder out again. Why don't you live in a city? I don't want to live in a city. You know, when I was a kid and I'm growing up in the country, I'm like, man, I want to get out of here. I want to go like, bright lights, big city, you know. There's a swing in town, I know, cult. You know, like that was the kind of life I wanted to have. And so then I finally went to the city. I visited New York about 3 or 4 times. I've been to D.C. a few times. I've been to bigger cities. And nice place to visit, I don't think, because I just think, like, growing out in the country my whole life, I'm used to it being, like, a certain just baseline level of quiet. And in the city, it blows past that level, like, by several orders of magnitude. I remember the first time I visited New York City, and we stayed at a hotel called the Novotel. The Novotel? Novetel? Whatever. Anyway, we stayed at a hotel, and it was pretty close to... You could actually see Times Square from the hotel balcony, okay? So it was pretty close to Times Square. So I remember going there, and we're staying the night in this hotel, and we're way high up. And I remember I woke up at like 3 o'clock in the morning to go to the bathroom or whatever. So I get up, and I'm like 15 years old when we went there. It was me and my mom's one friend, and my one friend from school. So I get up, go to the bathroom, and then before I go back to sleep, before I get back in the bed, I look outside the window at the streets below, and I'm just, like, blown away by the idea, like, there are people walking around, like, shopping and, like, you know, going out to drink and going out to restaurants. Like, I saw a lady carrying a bag of clothing, like, she just came from, like, the store, like, buying, like, stuff from, like, a designer clothing store. And everyone's walking around. It's just, like, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. That blows my mind. You know, 3 o'clock in the morning here, it's quiet as shit. There is nobody walking around. Nothing. Okay, and so it's just that, like, the fact that just the lights, you know, just constant glow, like, it's like the nexus of space-time where there's never proper nighttime, you know, it's just, it blew my mind, really. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't think I would be happy living in the city. Plus, it's wicked expensive. Like, owning, like, an apartment in New York City, like, no. He has full-on JoJo's videos. I've made a few JoJo's videos before. We're not going to be talking about spoilers for Chapter 1022, though. There is no chapter tomorrow. That'll be out the following week. Yeah. Tomorrow, though, I am going to be doing the review of My Hero Academia, the new chapter that came out with that. So, you know, sit tight for that, because there was the One Piece chapter, and then the Bleach chapter, and then the last thing I wanted to talk about was My Hero Academia. So I wanted to take a little break, because that Bleach chapter, I'm glad everybody likes it. It got over 100,000 views, which 100,000 views on a Bleach review, I'm like, oh my god, thank you so much. The fans are still there. But, oh my god, that took like 7.5, 8 hours to make. That was a long day to do that. And so yesterday I just took the day off, and today I'm like, all right, we'll do the stream, and tomorrow we'll get back to it. But man, that video, that was great, but man, I felt bad because I had to stop halfway through the review and, like, you know, change out of the suit and just do the rest of it in a t-shirt, because that room just got so hot. It was like 95. It was like this insane heat wave we've had. It just started to break yesterday. It's raining. It started to rain last night, and now it's kind of like, it's only like in the 70s right now. It's not that hot, but it was like 95 degrees outside. I filmed that in the middle of the afternoon. There was no air conditioning in that room. There's no insulation. I had these hot studio lights trained on me, and I'm wearing like a 3-layer suit and tie. Like, if you watch that video, go back and watch the Bleach review. At the beginning, I'm kind of composed. You get to like 45 minutes in, you could see like the sheen, and I don't usually sweat that much, but you could see the sheen of sweat, and my hair is all just like wet and like matted, and just like, yeah, so Ichigo, he has a kid now. And it's just like, all right, I was getting woozy. I had to stop that. I had to, like, all right, take a break, drink some water, and come back into the room a little bit later, because that was rough. You know, splash some water on my face. Oh, God. Why don't you push the Patreon more? I have a Patreon. I used it when Patreon first came out. I got, actually, my studio lights downstairs were paid through the Patreon. And I think one of my early computers were also paid through the Patreon. But, you know, I feel like the super chats on YouTube and, you know, the payment I get from the ads, that does enough. You know, if there was ever anything huge that I really needed for YouTube. But then again, I have my own LLC now, so if I need a new computer, or if I need a new monitor, or a new microphone, or webcam, or something for the videos, that's usually a tax-deductible thing because it's for my business, right? So if that's the case, I don't really use the Patreon for a lot of stuff. If people want to donate, I have, I do have the Patreon, but I also have the Super Chats here, or if you don't want to do the transaction fees with the Super Chats, I have a PayPal link on the channel. I feel like, hey, if people want to donate, the opportunities are there. I don't need like 4, 5, 6 different avenues to donate. I got PayPal, I got the Super Chats, and I also got the Patreon if you want to use that. So there you go. Yeah, whatever. Words. Let's go through some Super Chats. How about we do that? I was going on and on about clowns for a little bit there. Who out there is afraid of clowns? Like, legitimately terrified of clowns? I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to, like, fuck with you or anything. But I'm not going to, like, here's a picture of a clown. Because they kind of, like, freak me out, too, a little bit. But, yeah. All right, let's see what we got here. Load. Loading. Ah, there they are. Why is it not loading? You should check out Kaiju number 8. The MC is so refreshing. Yeah, I read the last chapter of Kaiju number 8, and I read, like, the first 10. So there's a little bit of a point there, but I did like the premise, yeah. Yeah, clowns are scary. Only clowns. Make an only clowns account. That is probably a thing that probably exists out there. I don't like clowns at all. They never scared me, but I thought they were funny from the beginning. But I never thought they were funny from the beginning. How is your D&D with friends? Oh, it's great. We've been doing it. We had 3 sessions. We just had one 2 days ago. We're doing it like once a week. My cleric is really coming into his own now. The first time I was playing, I was not really that. I took a lot of support-based spells, and it's definitely more of a combat-centered kind of campaign. So I'm taking advantage of the fact clerics can kind of switch out their spells every long rest. So I kind of switch things out depending on what I need. I'm at 5th level right now, so I got some 3rd level spells. I threw a fireball in a church last episode. That was really fun. Because we were being attacked by these ghosts. And one of the ghosts we could see, another one they were like straight up invisible. And I didn't have like true sight or anything like that. So our one rogue was fighting this ghost at this one end of the church. And I'll get to the Super Chats in a second here, guys. For some reason, the page is not loading. I can still pull it up, but anyway. So our one rogue is fighting this one ghost in the corner, and it's my turn, and it's like, all right, what are you doing? And I'm like, okay, well, do I have any idea? Can I have any visual or audio input on where this thing is in the church? And the DM's like, okay, roll perception. So I roll perception, and I do not do good. I get like a 9. And he's like, you have no idea. You do not know where this thing is. And I'm like, okay, well, I at least know the general, like, I know the rogue has been throwing shit at it, so I at least know, I was like, well, you can aim at where the rogue is throwing shit. I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll do that. And I'm like, I'm looking through my spells and, like, what to do. I'm like, fuck it, fireball! So I just throw a fucking fireball in the corner of the church, and I'm like, fuck it, fireball! It saves on the dex save, but with the 20 feet radius, and it hits, though, and it does take half damage, but that half damage was enough to kill it. So, you know, when in doubt, just throw a fireball at nothing, and you'll probably be okay. I was cautious, though, because I knew the rogue was there, too, so I was like, the rogue was, like, on this side of the church, and the ghost was, like, on this side of the church, and I was, like, right here at the entrance, so I just, like, chucked it over there. It just, like, you know, when in doubt, area of effect fireball the shit out of it. Alright, so anyway, yeah, let's try to get the fucking Super Chats working. Why is the page not loading? Like, the most recent Super Chats are on here, but it's not giving me the full page. That's not good. Let me try to pull it up maybe on my laptop? Because I don't want to, like... Hold on. Oh, by the way, I also have this list of questions that was sent to me by Charles a couple of weeks ago, and he sent me 150 questions, and we're going to go through some random ones. I'm just going to keep them up here, and we can't go through every single one at once, obviously, but I'll just keep them up here, and then whenever I do a live stream, you could just give me a number, and they're like thought experiments and like various questions about One Piece, and I'll just check them off, and then we'll just do that. Not right now at the moment. I do want to get through the Super Chats if it would load the page. YouTube's been weird lately. There was an error last week where videos on my channel just wouldn't load. Like, if you clicked on my channel page and, like, a few channel pages, it just wouldn't load anything. So, you know, that was a little annoying. Let's see. Let me go through some of the ones that are saved up here. Kaiju number 8, right? Can Funkfried learn hockey? And if so, can you apply hockey on top of Funkfried's hockey? Yeah, Funkfried is elephant. He was an elephant that was through the Zozo no Mi, but animals can learn hockey. I would see no reason why an animal through a devil fruit can learn hockey as well. From what we see, Funkfried is a fully realized elephant. It's capable of loyalty. It's capable of feeling fear. So yeah, if it has willpower, then yes, it can learn hockey. I hope that when Hiyori finally sees Momo again, she drops kick him like she did when she was little. Would be hilarious to me. Yeah, that, you know what's crazy? Because I'm talking about Bleach again, I read that super chat and I was not sure if that was Hiyori and Momo from Bleach or Hiyori and Momo from One Piece. Because my brain was like, there is a Hiyori and a Momo from Bleach. I'm like, why would Hiyori drop kick Momo? That doesn't make any sense. Oh, from One Piece. Oh, I gotta start working parallel processes here. I gotta start doing both. Man, that's going to be hard. Okay, guys, so there seems to be an error with YouTube involving the fucking super chats today. Because you can go on a page to look at every super chat you've had, but it only shows you, like, the last 7. So there's a button that you press that says See All, and I'm pushing that button, and it is not opening. And that is on my computer, and that is on my laptop. So we might have a problem here. Have you heard, if it doesn't load today when I do the next live stream, that's one handy thing about doing live streams every week. Now, if I do a live stream, when I do a live stream next Saturday, I could go through the ones that were saved from this one, but that really sucks. Have you heard the fan theory that Benihime Shikai reconstructs her into the sword and red energy as opposed to the Bankai that reconstructs others? Ooh, that's an interesting way of looking at it. I've never heard of that before. I actually have a theory involving Yoruichi, and I'm actually really excited to talk about this. I want to make a video about it. It's so crazy that Bleach is back, and I'm starting to get, like, ideas again. Because, you know, I'm not like I didn't get any ideas before, but since Bleach, you know, like, for so long, the manga was done, and, you know, the anime was only announced last year, so, you know, I paid all of my attention to One Piece. I'm, like, focusing on One Piece theories, focusing on stuff from, like, My Hero. But now that Bleach is back, I'm starting to actually, well, I have a theory involving Yoruichi I want to discuss. So, yeah. Have you tried turning it on and off? That actually is an option, and I did, but I'll try it again. Alright, so I'm going to try turning Super Chats off. So just bear with me here for a second. And then I'm going to refresh the page. Refresh, refresh. Okay, let me push this. And it is still not loading. Alright, let me try this. This is exciting, isn't it? Pulse-pounding entertainment! Oh yeah, Barry's birthday, I think, was yesterday. Happy birthday, Barry! Happy birthday, Barry! 2 years on the channel. Oh my goodness gracious. You never thought a brick would be a sidekick, but here, you never thought a brick would be, you know, a YouTube personality, but hey, it's the year 2021. Never say never. Oh my god. Load! Alright, it's not loading. Son of a beach ball. Make a Record of Ragnarok video. I am reading the manga now. I'm caught up on the manga. So, yeah, the current fight that's going on with Buddha. Yeah, that one, that last chapter, man, that was pretty intense. So, we'll see where it goes from here. My birthday's on the 16th of August. Well, happy birthday. It's been 2 years already, yeah. In case you're curious, it was the armament hockey video on the channel. The video I made, I did like a little hockey series. I made a video about hockey like years ago, but this was like the hockey, like observation video, armament video, conquerors video. And Barry was in the armament video. I was downstairs. I found the brick. I thought, okay, this would be a handy thing to do for an intro. Put some googly eyes on him that I had lying around, drew a funny little smile on him, and here we are 2 years later. It's funny watching older videos with Barry when he doesn't have any clothes on. He's a brick, but it's weird seeing him naked. You know what I mean? It's just like, no, he's a brick. He obviously needs to have a dapper suit. Oh, my God. We got the wings. We got the straw hat. Barry's come a long way. Oh, my God. So, yeah, I tried a few things on both computers, and it is not loading. So, I think we're just going to have to save these super chats. Like, I'll catch as many as I can that are coming down the pipeline. But I don't have a fully realized list. I can't access it for some stupid reason. And now my mouse is not working. The mouse problem, though, I know I need to get a new USB. I have, like, a USB, like, hub, like a USB power strip where the receiver's plugged into, but it's, like, a really shitty power strip. It's, like, a one you get at, like, the dollar store. I need to get a new one of those. So, I have a better one, but I gotta get a cable for it. There's a lot of stuff. I don't think it's the batteries. Oh, my God. Technical difficulties with this one. Where is my mouse? The super chat page won't load and I lost my mouse. Oh, man. You should become a ventriloquist so you can give Barry a voice. Hi, everybody. How you doing? I'm Barry the Brick. Barry's going to kill me in my sleep for that voice impression that I did. Just hit the bell and subbed. Well, thanks. I thought you were going to do an abundance of cutaway and bits in your new Bleach chapter review. So, the funny thing is, that room that I film things in now is so packed with shit, because I basically ran out of space and I have to use that as, like, storage for, like, fan mail and other stuff in the house. There's really no room to do anything. Like, you saw the scene where I'm standing in front of the backdrop, and then you saw the scenes where I'm focusing on the door when the different Tekkings run in. That is literally the only space that's available. The space as soon as you walk into that room, and then just, like, a little bit of a path, and then the space immediately, like, the space I need to put the camera and the tripod and then the backdrop, and that is it. That room was already pretty small, and there's already so much crap piled in there. Yeah. Hurry, Tekking101, the computer might crash. Oh my god, what is with this? Alright, hold on, let me unplug the sensor. Oh my god. No, that's the microphone. Alright. There we go, there's my mouse. I got my mouse back! Alright, there we go. Let's see here. I'd imagine Smart Tekking would have complained about the room being cramped. I thought about throwing it in there as a joke, and I just kind of cut it, you know? Tekking's dad, where's my brick? In his room, dressing it like a brick. Yeah, well, my dad had already moved out by the time Barry came onto the scene. Barry's like my stepdad, really. The chapter review was still amazing. I loved having all the other Tekkings back. Yeah, if I had more space to work with, maybe. But yeah. Do you think that Aizen is going to be released? You know what? If the manga's going to continue, sure, why not? If you had to choose between Nami or Robin, who would you pick? Oh, Robin, 100%. Like, that's not even hard for me, you know? It's mine. It's mines for me, not clowns. Oh, mimes, not mines. I thought mines, like explosive mines on the battlefield. Hey, Tekking, you should make a video, you should make videos on all the One Piece specials out there, like the One Piece where like the one where the Straw Hats are in the middle of the ocean and a sinkhole opens up and there's an island at the bottom of it. Which one was that? Which one was that? Sinkhole opens, there's an island. Oh, you mean Heart of Gold, right? Was it Heart of Gold? That was a good one. Yeah, that was the original Barry. But it's kind of a dark joke, so I don't think I'll probably be doing the Suicide Brick again, yeah. Did the Gorosei want to give Luffy's Devil Fruit to the Red Line? Also, YouTube deleted my first chat. Well, I don't know if they deleted it. It might just be that I can't access it. Man, that is stupid. That is really stupid. Ocean's Naval. Oh, yeah, that one. I've heard of that one. I've never seen that one. There was also the pirate Gonzack or something. That was like the first OVA. Like that was the first One Piece animation period. Like before the anime, that was like One Piece Fight the Pirate Gonzack or something was the first one. The Kamekake was mentioned in the chapter. See, now I gotta be careful with these. The Kamekake was mentioned in the chapter of Bleach when Szayelaporro mentioned the Kamekake with Uketake. Any connection on that? Oh, that was just because that's his title. Like, finally got to catch one of these after so long. Thanks, Darkstar. Yeah, that was, because Uketake did the Kamekake, the god, like, deal, like, the Faustian deal with the Kamekake, with the right arm of the Soul King. That was, like, his title. So, like, Yamamoto's title is, like, the founder of Gotei, Yamamoto. Unohana is his Deathblade, Shiken Unohana. And so Uketake's was God's deal, or Kamekake, basically. Yeah. So that's why that was mentioned. You could spell near... Wait, fun anime fact. You could spell near his name through his symbol, Nate Rivers. Yeah. Yeah, that was... Well, the reason why it's called Nate Rivers is I think because Oba and Obata said, like, he's a natural genius, Nate. And then Rivers, he flows from L. Like, I think that was the literal explanation they gave in the How to Read, the Death Note data book. So yeah, that was it. I don't know. And then Mihail Kale was Mello's real name. His last name, I don't think it's spelled K-A-L-E, but it's like Kale, so there you go. Let's see here. Super Saiyan God is going to be Vegapunk. Bring out people full hockey potential. Okay, so like Vegapunk's experimenting with hockey, and so he can unlock like hockey or like conquerors in people. Like, that would be cool. I think it's more devil fruits for him, but maybe. I know, that could be Kids Awakening. Oh, Magnet Star, that could be Kids Awakening. Do you think the Florian Triangle is just covered by a massive sky island, and that's why it's always dark? It's not that it's dark, it's that it's foggy. So there's like a constant mist always around the Florian Triangle. So I don't think it has anything... That's a good idea, but I don't think that has anything to do with the Sky Island. Unless the Sky Island is special and unique in its own right, and fog is just like billowing off of the Sky Island, like there's a giant fog machine of like dry ice or whatever. That would actually make sense if there's like a winter Sky Island, because I don't know if it's ever been explained that Sky Islands have seasons the same way as Grand Line Islands do. But if there was like a winter Sky Island and there was just ice and fog just billowing off of the island down onto the ocean, that would be a cool idea. Do you think that the first generation of Bleach captains will make an appearance? I hope so. It's implied that it's only the captains that died in battle. So, you know, and Renji said that not all the captains die in battle. That's not a normal thing to occur. But the original Gotei lived, you know, thousands of years ago. So it was a lot more brutal back then, and we find this out through Yamamoto and Unohana's backstory. They basically describe the original Gotei 13 as essentially just like a group of thugs. Like they were a group of just mercenaries that would go around and slaughter people that were just led by Yamamoto. And they became a lot more dignified and cultured later, forming the Gotei and everything like that. So it's very likely that, you know, the rest of the original Gotei actually did die in battle, except for Unohana and Yamamoto that continued on to the current story, but then they died in battle too, so yeah. That Bleach review was amazing. Have you heard the theory that Doc Q is related to Dr. Hiriluk and is the reason Hiriluk got sick in the first place? No, I have not heard that theory. You know, I don't immediately jump to things like, oh, this character is a doctor, so therefore they must know this character that's also a doctor. And we don't even know the whole situation with Doc Q. I mean, he's obviously the doctor of the Blackbeard Pirates, but we don't know if he, like, had any formal training or if he knew any other doctors in the world or why he's so sickly or what his disease is. Or if he ate a devil fruit that made him really sick, but that also gives him control over disease, like the disease fruit. Could be something like that. Robin or Rukia? I'd still probably have to go with Robin on that one. I mean, I liked Rukia with her new little side ponytail, but I still got to go with Robin if I have the opportunity. If there's ever a moment where Robin is sent into our world, and I'd be like, Robin! And she would just turn and walk away. I'd be like, well, at least I tried. Let's see here. Love you, Tekking. Been watching you for years. Oh, thank you. Who will fight Mihawk? I want to see, like, obviously Zoro, but I also want to see Shiryu. I want to see Shiryu fight Mihawk because Shiryu is, like, this underhanded, like, you know, swordsman that literally will backstab you. He does not care about the honor or the ethics of the swordsman. Obviously, Mihawk and Zoro do, so it would be really interesting to see them both, like, clash. And, you know, I really don't want Mihawk to lose, but if Shiryu were to, like, cut down Mihawk, it would be up to Zoro to avenge him. So, like, Shiryu cuts down Mihawk, and then, you know, Shiryu becomes the greatest swordsman in the world, but through underhanded means, and then Zoro has to be the one to avenge his master. But that would really suck to see Mihawk cut down. Do you know about Mind Goblin? I do not. I also saw a question about Ohara's video. I don't know yet if I'm going to make a video about that or, like, a reaction to it, because I typically don't do reactions to stuff, but a lot of people want me to do it, so maybe at some point in the future we'll do that, but I have no idea. What are your thoughts on the new JoJo Part 6 and whatever happened to the movie night? So the JoJo's Part 6, I'm really excited. I've never read Part 6, so the trailer got me pumped. Okay, piping up my pipes. But no, it got me really excited because, you know, I know about Jolene is Jotaro's daughter. I know some of the stands from Part 6. I know it takes place in a prison. But yeah, I don't really know a lot about it, so that's why I'm really excited. Now, as for movie nights, we used to do movie nights back in the day on a website called Ustream, and it was really handy because Ustream did not seem to give a shit about what I streamed. Like, I could stream, like, any movie, like a full-length movie, and the videos, you know, they weren't, like, taken down mid-stream or anything like that, or I didn't get my account banned or anything. I think it's mostly just because nobody cared about Ustream at that point. But Ustream since then has actually taken, they've not taken down their service, but they've basically restructured it as a business service. So my account no longer exists on there, or rather I have an account, but I can't stream on it. And in order to stream there, you have to pay like an exorbitant amount. Like, it's basically meant for like, if you have a company, like a big corporation, and you want to have like a live streaming service for like conference calls and stuff, you pay them like $1,000 a month for like an office-wide thing. So it's like, it's not meant for personal use anymore. And I haven't found another streaming website that's like as good as that. But yeah, Ustream was also the first website I ever streamed on, period. Before Twitch was a thing, before YouTube did live streams, I streamed on Ustream. Yeah. Do I still have my mouse? I do. Let's see. Well, thank you. I would love to see more Mashal or My Hero Academia videos. Well, there's going to be a My Hero Academia video tomorrow, so get excited for that. And Mashal videos, yeah, the recent arc is over, so I do want to talk about that, yeah. Do you think the Yonko system will be dissolved after Wano? I mean, like, it's not a system. See, that's the thing. Like, the Yonko system is not like the Warlords. It's not like a system. It's just, like, the 4 strongest pirates in the world. If another pirate were to join them, they would be the 5 Emperors. If 2 more were to join them, it would be the 6 Emperors, okay? It's just a name given to the absolute strongest pirates in the world that are also trying to amass territory. They're not just keeping to themselves like Mihawk kind of is. They're just, like, they're actively trying to take over the world. So that's, like, I guess the consideration for being a Yonko. Like, you're a very strong pirate, you have a bunch of people working under you, and you're actively trying to, like, take over the world. Like, you're trying to rule territory and stuff. Like, Big Mom has Totland, Kaido has Wano, Blackbeard has Hachinosu, Shanks has a bunch of islands. But it's not like a system that can be, like, you know, approved of or dissolved or whatever. If the Yonko, like, after this arc is over, Big Mom and Kaido will probably not be Yonko anymore. So it might just be the 2 Emperors, or the 3 Emperors if Luffy is considered, or the 4 Emperors if Luffy and Law, or Luffy and Kid are also considered. Like, that's the way it's going to be. Or the 5 Emperors if you have Law and Luffy and Kid and then Shanks and then Blackbeard. They'll just be called the 5 Emperors from now on. You know, and that'll just be how it goes. Yeah, it's more about what, like, the people think. Are Shinigami treated better than sinners in hell? Yeah. Is that even a question? The Shinigami live in, like, opulence in the Seirete. It's like the noble district of feudal Japan. Meanwhile, the freaking sinners of hell are living in hell. Although, to be fair, we don't know exactly how the sinners are treated. We know Szayelaporro and how he acted. Like, he's like, oh, hell is so nice. But he was acting very creepy. Like, his mind and body were, like, warped with, like, the influence of being in hell. But I would imagine that basically, yeah, Shinigami are essentially living in opulence, in, like, you know, they're basically living like nobility lived during the Edo period of Japan. So I think they're doing okay. Yeah, the people living in the Rukon district, the regular souls, those are the people that have it rough, because they're basically living like peasants and shit in, like, Rukon district, like, 72 or whatever. Yeah. Have you seen I don't know what that devil fruit is, no. It's a broken devil fruit from the One Piece special. I'd have to look it up. I'm talking about the Shinigami in hell. I'm assuming all the Shinigami in hell are. I'm sure everybody in hell is treated the same. I mean, not treated the same, but, like, you get this kind of torture, you're worse, you get a worse kind of torture. That'll probably be how hell works. I don't know. Because if we're going off of Buddhist hell, that is how it is. Like, there are different levels of hell, and the further you go down, the worse your punishment is, and the longer it lasts. So, if Kubo's going with that, I'm assuming we're going to be stuck with that kind of hell, yeah. Please watch Magi. No. I mean, I think I watched like 2 episodes of that, or Magi, not sure. Mad Guy. Guy from Naruto goes mad, which he did in that last arc. It was pretty intense. Favorite pieces of merch and how is house hunting going? So house hunting's still going on. It's happening. Nothing crazy last couple of weeks, but we'll see where it goes. I've been looking for houses for over a year at this point, so I'll let you know if anything comes up at this point. But are you planning on going to Germany one day? I would love to go to Germany. I would love to travel pretty much anywhere in the world, other than North Korea. I don't have any aspirations to travel to North Korea. But other than North Korea, I would love to travel to some places, right? What was that other question, though? There was another part of that super chat. Was it a super chat, or was it just a regular question? Let's see. Oh, what was my favorite piece of merch? Like, what do you mean my favorite piece of merch? Like, One Piece merch or whatever? I ordered Mr. Morge's plush. So I'll be getting Morge's plushie in the mail soon. Croatia. Ooh, that's cool. I'd like to visit Croatia. I would love to visit. I would love to just, like, not backpack through Europe, but I would love to, like, take a train ride through Europe. Like, that would be... Excuse me. That would be really cool. India would be nice to visit. Bangladesh. Japan, for obvious reasons. South Korea would be fun to visit. Singapore. I know that's not a country, but Singapore... Yeah, Singapore is a country. No, wait, no. Singapore is a city. Geography is everything, Matt. What happened to Vegeta's brother Tarble? Oh, he lives on that planet with his wife. He's not a fighter. He's like, fuck this shit. I'm not fighting. Travel is overrated. Well, maybe right now with everything, with COVID still being a thing in much of the world and the Delta variant happening here in the States, yeah, not fun. So it won't be for a little while there. What if the Gum Gum no Mi awakening can nullify or absorb all attacks, including armament hockey, just not the advanced forms of hockey? I don't think that's the case. I don't think we're ever going to get a devil fruit that's like, Singapore is a country? Alright, is it a country? Okay, it is a country. Alright. What am I thinking of here? Hold on a second. It is a country. Alright, I'm not an idiot. Alright. Singapore, officially the Republic of Singapore, is a sovereign island city-state in... Oh, it's a city-state! Alright, that must be why I'm getting confused. I'm like, because Singapore is a city, right? But then it is a country. Okay, alright, there we go. Alright, there we go. That's what I was confused on. Alright. Let's learn about some Singapore facts today. We can listen to the national anthem? This is very upbeat. This is nice. Okay, so there's the Singapore national anthem. Onward, Singapore. Okay, well, there you go. There's your Singapore fact for the day. Anybody from Singapore in the chat? City-state. Okay, that was the reason. What's the dog doing? So Duchess is actually not here right now. My mom was on vacation this past week. It was her birthday, and so she takes her birthday week off, and so she went to stay with her boyfriend over at his place for the past week, and they just had a little vacation. And she took Duchess with her because Duchess was originally Jim's dog, and then Jim gave Duchess to us when she was 3. So the One Piece premiere show 2021 and is used to bring Rosante and Wano? Okay, I gotta look into that. Oh, is that the mythical one that can turn into, like, the dragon thing? Yeah. What if the original Gote 13 are the new antagonists of Bleach? I think that's what we're going with here. I think that's the premise, yeah. I don't think we're gonna see Yuha in Hell, though, because Yuha, I think in Can't For Your Own World... Oh, by the way, I finally bought the other, Part the first. Part the second. Part the third. I finally bought all of them. I haven't read all of them yet, and I still haven't made it through. I'm still this way through part 1, but I have them all now. I have them all. Tekking, thoughts on Eustace or Law getting a Yonko seat after... there we go. Thoughts on Eustace or Law getting a Yonko seat after Big Mom falls, considering Luffy is going to be Yonko after Wano. That's the possibility. I mean, I think all of their bounties are going to skyrocket because they're all going to probably be blamed for taking out Big Mom and Kaido, respectfully. Well, you know, Law and Kid are probably going to get credit for taking out Big Mom, and then Luffy's going to get credit for taking out Kaido. So Luffy's bounty is going to be obviously higher because, you know, Kaido's bounty was higher than Big Mom's, and Luffy's final battle with Kaido might be more of a one-on-one thing. And then very, very well, you have Law and Kid, you know, fighting together. So Law and Kid's bounties might be just the same after this. Like, Law and Kid might have bounties of, like, I don't know. You know what? Let's go even further. Fuck it. You know, okay, you know what? I want to say something. Hold on a second. Let me get through the other super chats. But I have a thing I wanted to say. Remember how Szayelaporro died? What I remember, Mayuri killed him with poison. How is he back? Oh, no, that was just his perception, dude. That wasn't like he was actually stuck in that, like, no, he died, like, right away. Mayuri injected a drug into him to make him perceive time as very, very slow. So the act of the blade moving close to him, piercing his hand, piercing his chest, going into his heart, that felt like thousands and thousands of years to Szayelaporro, but it really happened in like 10 seconds. It was just shoop and then dead, and he died. It was just 1,000 years, like, compressed into 10 seconds, which sounds like agony. So that wasn't real. No, he died in, like, 10 seconds, and then he ended up in hell. Yeah. Just the way he perceived it. Do you think the Now and the Issei family will be more involved in the new arc and the ceremony history since they are in charge of rites and rituals? Ooh, that's a good angle. I didn't think of that. Will the Shinken Hyakyoken have more of a role? I hope it does, because I love that Zanpakuto. The premise is cool, but that really was a fucking Deus Ex Machina. I mean, it really was. It was literally like, we're fighting against a god made out of light that we can't hurt. Oh, it's a good thing we have this magic sword that can specifically diffuse light. That's only meant to fight gods made of light. And it just so happens the person that has it is the person that's fighting Lilia. That was a Deus Ex Machina. You can't get over that. It was a cool sword design. The premise was awesome, but, like, magic thing that is specifically catered for defeating you and only you, I have that now. You know, that, yeah, okay. But anyway, yeah, I would love to see that. Okay, so the thing I wanted to say, all right. Okay, Roger's bounty in One Piece is like 5,500,000,000, right? I don't remember the exact number. It's like Rogia. It's like 5,588,000,000 or something like that, okay? It's like 5.5, okay? The general theory is that Luffy's final bounty is going to be 5,600,000,000 because Luffy 56 is Gomu. That's the way you can read Gomu. That's the reason Luffy has a shirt when he's like a little kid that has 56 on it. And then Katakuri's bounty is 57, 1,057,000,000, because he kind of like one-ups Luffy. So that's the idea that Luffy's going to have like a 5.6 billion berry bounty by the end of One Piece, okay? But I feel like that is too obvious. I feel like that's like right on the nose, like that's going to be a bounty. So you know what? Fuck it. Luffy's next bounty after this arc, after he takes down Kaido, is going to be 5,600,000,000, and when he actually becomes King of the Pirates, it's going to be fucking even higher than that, alright? So there we go. Let's go. Let's overshoot it. Let's overkill. Let's do it. 9,999 plus damage. Limit break. Yeah! Just do it. Because it's so obvious to me. That's the reason. It's just like, oh, his final bounty is going to be like slightly higher than Roger's. So it'll be 5,600,000,000. It'll be higher than Roger's. He'll be the new King of the Pirates. No! It's too obvious. Yeah. Woo! Maybe 10 billion by the end of the story. Also, the fact that Oda revealed Roger's bounty now, maybe that might have something to do with it. Did you see Joy Girl's theory about the Straw Hats facing off against Kaido? No, I have not seen that theory. I should go check that out, though. A lot of times when like my contemporaries, when like other people on YouTube make the theories and stuff, I don't immediately go and watch all their stuff just because I'm so busy working on all my stuff. It's like, okay, I just finished, you know, a whole video about a One Piece theory. How am I going to relax? I know, go watch another video about One Piece theories. You know, so I typically make the theory, kind of go away, come back, you know, make it, because I have to be kind of, I don't want to get burnt out from One Piece. I don't want to just be watching One Piece, the anime, reading the manga, making videos, watching other people's videos on it. Because I feel like if I did that, it would just get overwhelming, and I'd be like kind of sick of One Piece, and I wouldn't want to talk about it as much. Which this week, talking about Bleach mostly, did provide a nice little break from that. Not to say I don't like One Piece, but you gotta take a break, you know? Like, and I've been doing this for, like, I've been talking about One Piece for 5 years now, so I'm definitely not gonna get sick of it. I think if I would have gotten sick of it, I would have gotten sick of it by now, right? What did you think of Ohara's new theory? I mentioned that in a few live streams back if you want to check out when I actually discussed that, but I liked it. I liked the theory. I thought it was a good one. You know, there was another theory. Well, it came from the theory from the Japanese YouTuber. But yeah, I might talk about it at some point. Man, people are really... I mean, it's a really great theory, and it went crazy. It went viral, basically. So yeah, but I did talk about that before a few streams ago. See, there you go. Do you think Mihawk has a connection with Wano? Would he have to go through Wano during his younger days? He might have. He might have went to Wano to train. That might be where he got Yoru from. We don't know. I'm assuming he did not make Yoru. He didn't forge it. You know. Have you ever felt creator burnout? Not burnout in the sense of, like, I don't... Because I've seen examples of severe creator burnout. Where people literally, like, they kind of crack and they're just like, I can't do this. I need to take an indefinite leave from YouTube for several weeks. And I've never had anything like that, and I hope I never get anything like that. I've gotten stressed out from it immensely, though. Like, Nami officially joins at Arlong Park, so Sanji is the third Straw Hat. Look, I would say that, but the thing is that Oda, like, has numbers for each of the Straw Hats, and Nami's number has always been 3. Like, it always has been. Like, there's, like, cover pages where it's always, like, you see the Straw Hats, like, in their numbers, and we've seen a few of those, and, yeah, Nami's is always 3. It always goes Luffy, number 1, and even though technically Luffy is not, he's the captain of the crew, he wasn't the first person to join because he was the captain. Zoro is technically the first, and then, yeah, you could say Nami is technically the 4th or the 5th to join. You could say that, there's different ways of taking it, but the way Oda has it set up is Luffy's number 1, 2 is Zoro, 3 is Nami, 4 is Usopp, 5 is Sanji, 6 is Chopper, 7 is Robin, 8 is Frankie, 9 is Brook, 10 is Jinbei. Like, that's the way it is. And so that's the way, considering that's the way Oda depicts it in cover pages, that's the way I go with it, okay? But if you want to do semantics, go for it. I don't mind. Nami shouldn't be 3rd, right? Okay, well, I don't know. Write a postcard to Oda. Like, I think you should change Nami's number. I'm like, I don't know. Do you think Ichigo can reincarnate due to the soul density thing? Yeah, that's the question, isn't it? You would say no, because Ichigo would definitely be grade 3 or above. If you had to move to another state, which one would you pick? Also, have you seen Samurai Champloo? Love Samurai Champloo. Yeah, it's a really good series. I rewatch it every couple of years. What state? Thank you, Nathan, for the 9. What state would I move to? I've never been out west, so I like the idea of maybe moving out west. I don't know if I would want to live out west, but... You know, living out in the country for so long, it's like, I'm okay with it. I used to hate it when I was a kid. I wanted to get away from it. But, you know, I'm perfectly fine with living out in the country. And even, like, moving now, like, trying to find a place. I'm like, you know, I don't want to move to the big city. I don't want to move to somewhere like that. And, you know, I see places like Wyoming and Colorado and Montana and Idaho, and they just look beautiful. And I would love to go and visit them. And, like... If I had to move out to, like, Idaho, I would probably not be that upset about that. I would be like, okay, I have to live out in, like, the country again, but that's, like, what I've grown up with my whole life. So growing up in, like, Idaho in the middle of the Rocky Mountains or, like, Montana, that doesn't seem that bad for me. That actually seems kind of pleasant. Come to California. California. At the Hotel California. Yeah, Ichigo is 10,000% going to hell based off what we know. Oh yeah, there's like no way. Based on what we know, unless something happens and they can really figure out a way to reject it, they can figure out a way to keep from the people going down there, then yeah. Oh yeah, we're going to be doing a lot of collabs in the coming days. Not the coming days, but in the coming weeks and months and everything with Bleach coming back. And there's a lot of stuff. No, I don't ship Luffy and Boa. I don't really ship Luffy with anybody. Fights I want to see. Shunsui versus Ukitake, Kenpachi free-for-all, and Ichigo versus Yamamoto. Yeah, that pretty much locks it in pretty perfectly. Who would win? I mean, eventually at the end of the arc, I would imagine like Kenpachi would win. Kenpachi just goes into a massive brawl and slices his ways through all of the Kenpachis that came before him. Maybe not the 8th one, because everybody loves the 8th Kenpachi, because of Spirits Are Forever With You. Everybody always loses their shit over the 8th Kenpachi, because I always get messages that are like, Tekking, did you know the 8th Kenpachi is like this insanely powerful Shinigami, and he was even stronger than Aizen, and he was so powerful, and he got sealed in Muken, and he's the most amazing character ever. You know, like, people, like, lose their shit over the 8th fucking Kenpachi, and I'm like, alright, well, I hope he shows up in the last arc, and I hope Kenpachi Zaraki fights him. No! He would completely demolish Kenpachi Zaraki! He would demolish Yamamoto! He would demolish Unohana! He would demolish everybody! He's the strongest creature in all of Bleach! Like, some people are really that, I'm a little bit hyperbole there, but a lot of people are that crazy about that dude. Holy shit! I've heard people go crazy nuts over that guy. Like, man, he must be like, I've never seen a light novel character like that freaking, like people love him that much. But wow. Oh, can someone please explain the whole 8th Kenpachi thing? There's probably many people out there that could do that. I've never read The Spirits Are Forever With You. I don't know the whole story. I really don't. Yeah. My favorite convention I've been to is Tekko, because it's the biggest one. I've only been to 2 conventions just back and forth my whole life. But yeah, and there's also a comic book convention that's in the area that I've gone to a few times, but there's only been like SetsuCon and TekkoCon are like the only ones I've ever really went to. Morge won't do a waifu tier list, but Tekking, I know you're a man of culture. King of Lightning already did one, didn't he? We did like a top 20 best like women in One Piece or something, like best waifus in One Piece. I think we already did that. Say my name. Viz should really translate Spirits Are Forever With You, yeah. The 8th Kenpachi is in constant Bankai, and his ability is merging with anything. You know, I've never read the novel, so I cannot judge, but just from all the ways people are talking about with, like, the 8th Kenpachi and how such a badass he is, he really does feel, to me, like an over-the-top, like, OC character. Like, I know he probably isn't like that if they actually, like, translated the novel well, and I sat down and I read it, I think it would be fine. But just from, like, secondhand, from just hearing about him from everybody, this character seems like the single most broken character in, like, all of Bleach. You know, where it's just, like, it really does feel like that, you know? The way Aokiji says, no. My favorite, like, long, drawn-out, like, Japanese line like that, like Japanese saying an English line, is, when Senku and Taiju wake up Tsukasa in the 2nd episode of Dr. Stone, and they pour the revival fluid on Tsukasa, and he's like, you know, what's the situation? And they're like, you're surrounded by lions, and Tsukasa's just like, okay. Okay. And then he breaks out of the stone and fights the lions. I love the way it's, like, drawn out like that. Oh, man. Is Yachiru Kenpachi's Bankai? I don't know, I guess. The 7th Kenpachi was even more broken! You know? Oh, my God. Keep up the good work, bro. Do you think he still has dual-wield release and Bankai, or do you think since he lost his Quincy powers and Hollow powers at the end, did his sword revert back? I mean, that's one way to take it. It's totally possible that that could have happened and Ichigo could have lost it. It's been 12 years since then, so any number of things could have changed. If he did lose his Quincy and Hollow powers, I'm sure he would have been really upset about that, but over 12 years, and he's married to Orihime, and he has his son, Kazui, so it's like, he's upset, but he's like, hey, I have my own family now, so it's okay. I still have the memories of my mother, even though I don't have the Quincy powers that she passed on to me anymore. I still have the memory of my mother, and I still have my own family, so I think Ichigo could have gotten over that, but I'm sure he would have been upset about that for a long time, sure. That's part of him that got removed. So yeah, right now, Ichigo might very well... I'm going to do a whole video about this eventually. But, you know, I think right now Ichigo might very well just have Shinigami powers from his dad, and that might be it. And it was stated in Can't For Your Own... Okay, you know what they need to fucking do? Fuck it. They need to just animate Can't For Your Own World. Animate the damn books, animate the Spirits Are Forever With You, and just get everybody on the same damn page here, okay? Oh, God. Because, man, I haven't read them, and so I can read these. They're right here, but I have just gotten to it yet. You know, I don't think I'll be remaking the boobs in One Piece video. I think that was, like, that one moment in my life where I'm like, hey, I want a really big, successful video. Well, sex sells. So it's just like, I made that little deal with YouTube for a little moment there of just like, all right, I want a video that gets, like, a lot of views. It's like, all right, talk about boobs. I'm like, all right. I guess I gotta do that, and I did it, and I probably won't do. I did a Bleach one too, but I probably will never do the boob video again. That was what it was. You know what I mean? It's confirmed he regained all of his powers. All right, it'd be nice to see it in the anime. All right, he got all of his powers back. All right, well, I guess we'll go with another explanation on why he doesn't have the dual wield anymore. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. How would people feel if Kubo went ahead and did that, though? If Kubo went ahead and showed Kenpachi fighting against every other Kenpachi in Hell. And, like, what if Kubo includes Unohana to number 10? Like, he includes all of them. And so number 7 and number 8 were not even, like, that's like another canon. That's like another side story. People would probably be upset over that. I don't know. Will we see Sato and Uryu actually get development? I hope so. Tekking is saying the F word a lot in this stream. Well, it's nice to be able to curse. Can't really curse too much in the One Piece reviews and stuff. I mean, I can. But, you know, YouTube's weird with that. I think I'm allowed to say, like, I can drop a fuck in the middle of the review if it's, like, 15 minutes in, as long as it's not, like, right at the beginning of the video. I can't open up the video like, hey guys, how ya fucking doing? You know, I can't start the video like that. But I think YouTube is okay with it for the most part. Yeah. All right, so anyway, yeah, I'm going to try the Super Chats again. I am so sorry, everybody. The Super Chat is being stupid today. Let me refresh the page again to see if I can open it up. If not, it's okay. We'll go over them. I'm just going to turn the Super Chats off because I want to go through these questions here. We have about a half an hour or so left in the stream, so I'm going to focus on this for right now. Open, open, open! Well, okay, that's a YouTube thing. They need to fix that, and it's on both of my laptops. I mean, my desktop and my laptop, so it's not just a browser issue. Let's try again on here. I wonder if I could try it on my phone. I wonder if the app might be different. I don't even know if I can access Super Chats on my app. Hold on. Let's see. Bankai! Kokujo Tengen Myo Dangai Jo. What is the least known One Piece special or OVA? I would argue probably the first one, the Pirate Gonzak, because that's like, I think Rogers Base did a reaction to that about last year or something. But aside from him, I have never ever, I mean, like, comments too. People have commented, like, have I seen it? I've been asked like every One Piece related question in like the history of One Piece. But like, as for people actually making videos and talking about it, the only person I remember is Roger doing that. Either that or like Django's Dance Dance Paradise, like the OVAs that played like, or the baseball one that played like before like the early One Piece movies. Like there was the baseball special, and then there was like the Dance Dance Paradise special. Probably those, like the movie specials, would probably be the ones that I don't think people really mention a lot or even know about. Yeah, that was animated. It was animated by Project IG. It wasn't bad. No, I don't think I can access Super Chats from the app. Well, that sucks. Well, if this doesn't open, I guess we'll just do it next time. Sorry, everybody. I answered as many as I could there. Here's a few. Will Soul Society find Kazui a threat due to his unknown powers? If he can genuinely open a gate to hell, yeah, that's a concern. They're going to have to address that. I have watched Record of Ragnarok. I saw the first season, and I started reading it, and I'm caught up now, and I'm liking the manga more than the anime, but the anime's pretty good. And yeah, that was the last special or OVA. All right, so that's how that goes. All right, so give me a number between 1 and 150. And I will go through some of these thought experiments and questions. They're not like, some of them are simple questions, but some of them are a little bit more complicated. Like this one is like huge. So let me know. Give me a number. I'll just pick out a random number in the sea of numbers that are about to flood here. Super chats have not been working properly for 3 days. Yeah, they're very annoying. Don't worry, I'll cover it next time. 57. The last assassin. The last assassin. 57. Okay, and I'm gonna mark down which ones I've already read. I've already read a few of these, so if there's any doubles, I apologize. All right, number 57. All right. Check that one off. Okay. Can Sabo control the fire spit by Kaido? Moreover, I think it's not possible for him to control the flames of Marco, so it's a completely different substance. Okay, so the question is, can Sabo manipulate Kaido's Boro breath? Or more specifically, could he manipulate any sort of... By the way, you don't have to keep sending the numbers after I've said it, because I'll let you know. I won't pick any of these numbers, okay? After I'm done with the question, I'll ask for more numbers, and you can give me numbers, and we'll do it that way, okay? So, yeah. Considering Kinemon was able to use his Foxfire style to slice the fire, so Kaido breathed the Boro breath, and Kinemon was able to slice that, even though it's like special fire coming from Kaido. It's like dragon fire. If Kinemon was able to cut it, I imagine Sabo would at least be, I would say, immune to it, as long as Haki is not involved. You know what I mean? Like, if he figured out some way to add Haki to the fireball and that hits Sabo, that would hurt him. But if it's just regular fire that Kinemon can cut, I would see no reason why Sabo would not be able to just be immune to that attack. Okay, now, Kaido can also summon lightning and wind, so there's other ways he could fight Sabo. But that Boro Breath technique alone, I don't think would be able to hurt him. And if it is just fire that Kinemon can manipulate, Sabo should be able to manipulate it too. He should be able to, like, take the fire and, like, you know, absorb it and, like, throw it right back in Kaido's face. Now, it probably would not hurt Kaido too much, just like, because that's what Raizo did. Raizo used his Devil Fruit, the Scroll no Mi, to absorb the fire and blast it back right into Kaido. And it didn't do a lot of damage, but it did do some damage. So I would imagine it would be something similar to that. And I don't think it's possible to control Marco's flames. Yeah, that would be a little different, because we're talking about Kaido turning into a dragon and breathing fire that's, like, separate from him. And then you're talking about Marco having a mythical zone that actually allows him to turn into a phoenix. And phoenix are made out of fire. At least this phoenix is made out of fire. So manipulating Marco's phoenix fire, because it has very different properties than regular fire, it doesn't even burn. Like Oda stated, like, it's not fire that actually burns you. So I don't know. You'd have to check to see. Like, Marco would have to throw a fireball at Sabo and see if he can do anything with it. But I don't think he would be able to... I don't think he'd be able to control the fire of Marco. All right, so next number, go ahead. And I'll give it a little while, so I won't pick, like, the first number that's mentioned off the cuff. I'll just wait for the next wave. The next wave. Remember Crash Bandicoot? I remember Crash Bandicoot. That was a good game. Let's see. I'm not picking 69 right now. Maybe later. I'm not going with 69. 1. Alright, fuck it. Might as well get that one out of the way now. Number 1. Actually, you know what? Oh, I know. No, I don't think I read this one before. I've read a few of these when I actually got the fan mail. Number 1. Could Buggy recombine his body parts by himself if they were ever separated by the power of Law's Appi Appi no Mi? Would it be the case for his heart if it was separated? Because maybe Buggy's Bara Bara doesn't allow him to separate and then move again freely his internal organs. So the question is, if Law were to manipulate Buggy's body using the room technique, like room, shambles, would Buggy be able to just manipulate his body back to his original form? I would say yes. I would say yes, because Buggy's whole premise of his fruit is to separate his body and then move it around with his mind, or like telekinesis or something. Like he can move his body parts when they're separated. So, damn, that is a good question. Charles, you're bringing the questions. Some of the longer ones of these might even turn into videos at some point. Like, this one right here is like a paragraph, you know? So, if I ever do videos on some of these, I'll make sure to, you know, give you credit and everything. But, man, it's crazy. Anyway, so, I would imagine he would be able to manipulate it. Now, Law, once Buggy is in Law's room, Law can also do, like, radio knife. And the radio knife technique actually electrically charges your body. So it doesn't matter if you have an ability to paste yourself back together. You can't do it after radio knife, yeah. Because Treble could do that. Treble could paste himself back together. But the magnetic pull from the attack actually charges him. So he can't, like, the magnetic pull pushes you away. So you physically can't stick back together. So if he used that technique against Buggy, he would be stuck. But if he just, you know, shambles Buggy, I think Buggy would be able to assemble back together. But then Law can just do it again. Law, it would just be an infinite loop. It would just be room, shambles, bara, shambles, bara, shambles, bara. You know, it would just be an infinite loop back and forth. Yeah, so that's the case there. All right, so that was that question. Give me the next one. Let's keep it rolling. Buggy is invincible. Buggy is immune to Mihawk's Yoru and to Law's Devil Fruit. Buggy is the strongest character in One Piece. Concluded. Yeah, an infinite loop until Law, or counter shock, or any of the other techniques Law has, or injection shot that would just kill the shit out of Buggy. 125. Let's go for one that's higher down the list here. 125. Thanks, Sword Eye. All right. Oh, this is an easy one. I think this is... Okay. Can minks, or the sky races, breed with humans? So this is more of a genetic kind of biology question. Can the minks, or the sky races, like the Skypians, or the Bierikans, or the Shandorians, can they mate with humans? I would say yeah. I would say the Skypians definitely, because the Skypians, it's implied that, like, they originated from the moon. Like, it might very well, like, they are so clearly related to humans. Like, and minks and fishmen and merfolk are as well, but it's, like, way more apparent with the Skypians, because the only difference is they have wings. They have wings. That's literally the only difference. Everything else is, like, the same. The other question, can minks mate with humans? I mean, once again, biologically, I don't see any reason why not. Would they be able to have children together? That's a different question. You know, because, you know, maybe like you could get together, but maybe they wouldn't be able to have children. I don't know. But in terms of just the same thing with fishmen and merfolk, like, sex would be possible, I would say, but having children? Well, wait, isn't... Oh, wait, no. Okay, no. Derringer is a half fishman, so that's definitely possible. You know, humans, and also Big Mom has a child that's also... She has children that are merfolk and fishmen as well. I don't think Big Mom has any children that are minks. I don't think she does. Because, yeah, Big Mom would be the perfect example for this. Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad I caught that. I forgot about Derringer, and then I forgot about Big Mom for a second. They're like, oh yeah, Big Mom had Praline, and Praline also has an older sister named, I forget her name, but she is an octopus mermaid. So, that also implies that. Jack is not half fishman. We actually found that out. Jack is a full-blooded fishman. He's a grouper, or whatever. Like, he's like, it's a largemouth, like, bass sort of fish. But yeah, it was revealed he was not. I thought he was half fishman as well, because he had the teeth, I assumed. But no, he's a full fishman, if you go on the wiki, at least, and the Vivra card states as much. Yeah, I always forget that too, so don't feel bad. Every time I'm talking about Jack, I always forget that he's a full-blooded fishman. By the way, sometimes not mess up, but sometimes just the way I say it, it's supposed to be fishman. Fishman. I end up saying fishman. Fishman. Hi, I'm Marty Fishman. How to meet you. Nice to meet you. You know, like, yeah. Yeah, he's a full-blooded fish man. Okay. Next one. Next one up. Maybe it's to avoid the question, do humans... I don't know. We have not seen any mink-human hybrids so far in the story. We've seen mermaid and merfolk, so that's clearly possible. Maybe. Clover Samurai for 106. Okay. By the way, the highlighted ones, I guess, are Charles's, like, favorites, like, his recommendations, the ones that he, like, likes. We saw Kuma send Chopper to the Torino Kingdom while he was in Monster Point. I know where this is going, and I've talked about this before. Considering that, is there a limit of size... Oh, okay, it's not going the way I thought. Considering that, is there a limit of size for Kuma to send a flying creature within his air bubble? Could Kuma send flying giants, ancient giants, sea kings, Kaido in his dragon form, Zunisha, etc.? Could he send flying objects like houses or mountains? Okay, I thought you were going to address the time limit there. Like, Chopper got sent in his Monster Point. 3 days later, he was in his Brain Point when he landed. So I was thinking maybe like, oh, the Monster Point clearly has a time limit of a certain number of hours or days until it just runs out of steam. But no, the question is, can he send large objects? So, yeah, I think there's definitely a size limit with Kuma's Paw Fruit. Now, he's a warlord. He's very strong. I'm sure he could send pretty massive objects flying using his abilities. So some of the recommendations you say, like, so Chopper was pretty big. Chopper in Monster Point. How tall is Chopper in Monster Point? Did we ever get a definitive measurement on that? Hold on, let me check. Chopper, Monster Point. Height. I don't think that was ever given an official... I'm gonna sneeze here in a second. Or maybe not. Yeah, I don't think that was ever given an official height for that. But he's pretty big. He's pretty tall. I don't know if he's as tall as, like, a giant, like Dory and Broggy, like 20 meters tall. But he's pretty big. He's, like, at least the size of, like... He's, like, at least the size of, I'd say, the children at... not Thriller Bark. The children at, like, Punk Hazard, like the gigantification experiments. I think he's, like, that big at least. But he's not really the size of a proper giant. Well, actually, him and Big Mom sort of clashed at Totland. And I think the size was comparable. So maybe Chopper's around 7 or 8 meters, because Big Mom is 8.8 meters tall. So maybe Chopper's around that. So, okay. Could Kuma send a giant flying, an ancient giant, a sea king? I think he could send a giant flying. I think he could send, like, Dory or Broggy or Oimo or Kashi or Hyrudine. I think he could send them flying. Ancient giants? You question why didn't he just do that at Marineford then? When Oars Jr. was, like, stomping toward him, why didn't he just, like, and then just send him flying away? Like, that would have been an instant win. You know, if he could have done that, I think he should have. So at that point, I feel like... And also, he could have saved Oars' life. If Kuma really was, like, a nice guy... Well, he was modified into a PX-0 at that point. But even then, you'd think, like, you know, just, like, with computers, like, the fastest way to deal with the situation is just send him flying away. You know? So I'm going to say that there is probably a limit around maybe 30, 40, 50 meters. You know, he would not be able to send Zunisha flying into Marijois. Or, you know, he could probably send houses. Like, houses, I think, make sense. Like, he could send a house flying, a tree, you know, mountains, no. Sea Kings, no. Zunisha, no. Like, nothing that big. But there is a size limit, but he is pretty strong, so he could send sizable things flying, yeah. I would go with that. All right. So what's the next one? Thanks for the super sticker, by the way. VC. Yeah. We could do a few more of these. What's the next one? I got a filling a couple weeks ago,
and part of the filling fell out. It didn't fall out, like the covering of my tooth, like, just flaked off. You know, like he, did something to my tooth. I'm not a dentist, but he added like a layer over it of like glue or something to make it look normal. And that part flaked off the other day when I was brushing my teeth. So I'm like, great. Now, another thing I have to worry about. 8. Let's go with 8. So I'm getting that fixed this week. Oh, 8 is huge. 8 is like this giant block of... All right. If we do 8, that might be the last one. But, well, let's see. Let's see which one it is. Let's see. I didn't even get into the question yet. All right. The cap, same. It doesn't hurt, though. It doesn't hurt. I chipped a tooth last year, like, actually part of the actual tooth, like, chipped off. And that was... It didn't hurt, but if I drank water or something, it got into the tooth, like, where the chip was, and it really did hurt. It was, like, at the bottom of, like, my one tooth, like, here. And so I had to chew and eat and drink everything on the other side of my mouth. So this doesn't hurt. I can even brush it. I can still brush it and it's fine. But it does look like shit, so I want to get that fixed. Okay. Yeah, drink some milk. That'll fix it. When Caesar Clown absorbed the Shinokuni gas, his appearance and his abilities changed. Would it be that when a Logia user who controls, produces, and transforms into an element assimilates into an artificial version of their element, like in the case of Caesar, he or she is then transformed and gets new abilities related to that? Like, for example, fire burning from an artificial combustion with particle properties of heat, color, persistence. Sabo's smoke originating from artificial processes like from factories. Oh, okay. I see what you're going with here. That is a clever one. That is a good angle. These are nice because these questions, maybe not for like an entire video, but like for a little premise, it's actually cool, right? Like, just for like little like thought experiments and stuff. So basically you're talking like, what if like you have a factory that's just like billowing smoke? Like, like carbon dioxide and shit, like from like a steel factory that's like melting stuff, or like chemicals coming out in smoke. Like, what would happen if Smoker used his Plume fruit to assimilate with that? He would take on the properties of, like, this artificial smoke, right? Kind of like if Sabo was able to, like, merge with Marco's fire. Like, if Sabo was able to manipulate Marco's blue fire, would Sabo therefore be able to have blue fire, the regeneration flames of the Phoenix? Kind of like that, like if there was artificial examples. Like acid rain, right? So let's say you had a devil fruit that controlled rain. Like, for example, well, we know that Dragon's fruit manipulates the weather. We don't know if he's a mythical zone or a Logia or what, but let's just say hypothetically Dragon was a Logia and he can summon rain. Well, what about acid rain? If he was somewhere where there was a lot of factories, and would he be able to control the acid rain on top of regular rain? That would be kind of busted, yeah. Yeah, that would be... I don't see any reason why they wouldn't be able to. The form that Caesar went into with the Shinokuni, that didn't really seem to do much of anything. Oh, fuck, the other day! Vaping Smoker. Yeah, like you're vaping outside, Smoker absorbs the vape, and it's like, wow, I'm bubblegum flavored now. Bubblegum flavored smoke. That would be funny. But like also like a somebody smoking a cigarette or a cigar, would Smoker be able to like take that? Like, all the shit they put in cigarettes? They put like freaking arsenic in cigarettes and shit. Like if somebody's smoking a cigarette, or if Smoker's smoking a cigarette from like our world, I feel like the cigarettes or cigars in One Piece are healthier. But if Smoker's smoking a cigarette in our world, could he take like the nicotine and the arsenic and the shit that's inside of a cigarette and incorporate it into his own smoke and, like, cause damage to somebody else? Like, you're now addicted to nicotine. Like, oh my god, that would be crazy. Bubblegum smoke, great way to die. The other day, okay, so my mother is very much against any kind of, like, drug. Like, she's against, like, obviously, like, smoking is bad for you and everything like that, but, weed and, vaping and anything like that, she's like, never, I'm never gonna do that. I'm like, okay, fine. But my mom is also, she can be very stressed out at times. She can get kind of worried about a lot of things. I think she has a lot of anxieties and stuff. And so one day I was in the car with my mom, and we were driving somewhere, and, she was worried about something silly. It was like, I mailed this thing in the mail. I hope it gets there on time. And it's like, oh, it'll be fine. Don't worry about it. And so we park, and we're at this stoplight that's right next to a vape shop. And I'm like, do you want me to pick you up some weed or like some CBD or something? Because it's medically legal in PA. We go to the doctor and get whatever. And my mom's like, no, I could never do anything like that. And I'm like, it is flavored. Because I have lots of friends that have the medical card, and they smoke and they vape it all the time. And I'm like, you can get different flavors. I'm like, what's your favorite flavor, Mom? And she's like, I like pineapple. I'm like, good, great. I guarantee you we could get you pineapple flavored weed. Like it would not be hard. I did not get my mom high. She said no, but unfortunately, yeah. I think it would help her, though. I think it would calm her down a bit sometimes. Yeah. The CBD will give her the relief without the high. Yeah, I threw that as an option, but my mom is like reefer madness with this shit. Like, she's seriously like, marijuana is illegal. You're not supposed to smoke it. And I'm like, well, it's medically legal. He's like, yeah, but you're not supposed to smoke it. It's bad for you. It's a gateway drug. And I'm kind of like, well, actually, there's, I don't smoke it either, but it's perfectly fine. It's bullshit. It's just something that was started like years ago. But, yeah. I don't smoke, no. But that's not because I don't like, it's not because or anything like, oh, it's bad for you or anything. It's just like, yeah, it's not that. I have a lot of my friends do, though. A lot of my friends do. So I'm aware of the lingo and whatnot. All right. So on that note, let's do one more question, and then we're about 5 minutes out. So I think this was a pretty solid stream. We talked about weed. We talked about edibles. By the way, should be legal across the board. Like there's still states where it's, I think, like Mississippi and like Arkansas, maybe Texas. I know there's certain states where it's still like very, very illegal to smoke it or have it or sell it. I think most states have just like decriminalized it at this point, and then there's states that have medically allowed it, and then there's states like Colorado and California where it's just legal. I think it should just be legal across the board. Yeah, 14. All right, let's do 14, and then let's call it a day. All right. Can Pika control people or objects transformed into stone by the power of Hancock? Oh my god, these questions are so interesting. I might just do a whole, I might save these for streams, but I could do a whole video just with these thought experiments. Thank you, Charles. All right, number 14. All right. Can Pika control, wait, no. Oh, that was 13 I read. All right, we're doing 13 and 14 now, because they're both relating to Pika. All right, okay, so we'll do that one first. Okay, we'll do 14 and then 13. Okay. In Kansas, it's very, very illegal. Yeah, I thought, yeah, still illegal in, like, the southern states. Most states, it's either decriminalized or, like, in order to get fined for it, you have to have, like, a shit ton, like, on you. Or it's just medically legal like it is here in PA. I think it's on the cusp of becoming legal here in Pennsylvania. Anybody else that's from PA, if you get that impression, because Tom Wolf is our governor, he's a very meek individual, our governor. I think he's on the side of just making it legal. So that's at least where I think the tides are turning here in PA. But if you have a different impression, let me know. But yeah, anyway. So Hancock turns people into stone with her love fruit, like the heart beam. Turns you into stone. Would Pika therefore then be able to absorb you into the stone as that and like merge with you or incorporate you into his body? I would assume he would, because your matter is literally stone at that point. You're stone all the way through, just like in Dr. Stone. It's not like the surface is stone and you're still alive underneath. Oh god, that would be terrifying. No, it's not like a shell. It's like all the way through. Your body is literally turned into stone. And you also, like, forget, like, it's like you're, like, you don't remember anything while you're stoned. Which might be a way, actually, Hancock might literally just have the Dr. Stone petrification beam. Holy shit, I need to make a video about, I'm making a video, fuck that shit, I'm making a video about this. Boa Hancock petrification beam video. I am making a video about that. Holy shit. Yes, that's going in the queue. All right. Yeah, could she, like, freeze people and they stay that way for all time or whatever? Like, they could preserve for the future? Could a previous user of the love fruit have cryogenically frozen, Joy Boy or something? Yeah.
You don't remember anything when you're stoned. Yeah, no, they don't. So I would imagine Pika would be able to do that if they're made of stone, sure. And then the 13th question, oh, that was the 13th question. The 14th question, which was actually asked, can Pika control Beiji when he's in his big father form? Okay, that one I do not think so, because Beiji's not 100% made of stone. It is still his organic body that is, like, combined with a stone. So it's not like he's, like, an inanimate stone that's, like, just a stone. He still has his brain and his eyes and his, like, organs and stuff. They're just in a giant castle, I would assume, right? And he has, like, that. In that case, I would say the stone is like a shell. It's like a shell that protects his actual physical body. I imagine that if you were to set all of Big Father, like, if you were to drop a nuke on Big Father, like, it would blow away the stone, and his brain and everything would still be in there in some form, and they would get destroyed. That's what I think. Yeah. I don't think he'd be able to maybe he might be able to manipulate the stone on the outside of it, but he wouldn't be able to just, like, absorb, like, the blob. He wouldn't be able to absorb Beiji altogether. I don't think that would happen. Yeah. Do you have any tattoos? No, I don't, but I'm not against getting some. Yeah. What's for dinner tonight? Last night, I bought stuff for salads. I felt like I should probably be eating more salads. And so I'm like, okay, well, what do I like on salads? You know, if I go to a salad bar, what do I want? So I got some romaine lettuce. I got some cheddar cheese, like some shredded cheese. I got some croutons. I got a light ranch dressing. You know what? I've never really tried a lot of not ranch dressings. I've never really tried a lot of salad dressings before. I've never really tried, like, you know, vinaigrette or balsamic. I've tried balsamic vinaigrette before, but I've never, like, tried a lot of them. So I should try some more of those. You know, got some croutons, got some nice little sesame seeds that can go on there, some sunflower seeds. Let's see, what else did I get for that? I got these, like, they're like sesame seeds, but they're, like, flavored. They're like sesame seeds that are, like, seasoned with, like, salt and pepper and, like, garlic powder. I got some of those. Raisins. I like putting raisins on my salad. Anybody else like raisins on their salads? Woo. So, yeah. Salads. Salad gang. Salads. But also, I made some sloppy joe the other day with some peppers from my garden, so I'll probably have that. I'm just trying to eat maybe some more lettuce. Yeah, I usually read the One Piece spoilers on Reddit. I have read the spoilers. I read the spoilers as soon as they're out because I want to prepare for the review. I want to know what's coming. I want to know what I'm going to talk about. So I usually do read the spoilers because considering this is basically my job, I want to be prepared. Yeah. When are you going to start Biology is Everything? I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, that's about an hour and a half. I think that's pretty set. I think that's pretty solid. We answered a bunch of questions on here. I'll try the super chats one more time, but they've been kind of weird all day today. Refresh the page and see if I can do anything with that. What's my favorite food? There was a Chinese restaurant. There still is a Chinese restaurant here. I haven't eaten there in years because the last time I ate there, I got food poisoning really bad. But they had this walnut shrimp. That was like shrimp that was in this walnut like glaze. Guys, it was fucking amazing. But I can't bring myself to eat there again after once you get straight up food poisoning from a restaurant, it is really physically hard to bring yourself to eat at that restaurant again. Like, okay, considering, I mean, I'm not just talking about I ate there once and, oh, my stomach was a little sick, or, oh, I got a little sick and then I threw up and then I was fine. No, I mean straight up fucking norovirus, in bed, in pain for 17 hours. Puking and other stuff. Don't want to go into detail. And then after that was over, I woke up in the middle of the night with my joints feeling like they're on fire because that's another, like my joints, like my wrist, my elbow, and my shoulders felt like they were being crushed in a goddamn vice, you know, like, because that's also a symptom of that. So once you go through a whole night of that shit and then still take another, like the next day I was still fucked up. So once you go through like that, it's like, never again, never again. I don't care. I don't care how delicious the food is. I don't care if they do a complete renovation and then they get passed with like 100% by the health inspector. I don't care. I'm never eating there again. You know? And I haven't. It's been almost 4 years at this point. Yeah. Make your own walnut shrimp. I did once, and it was okay. I did it in kind of a hurry, though, so it wasn't that great. I feel like I can do better with it, though. Yeah. And the super chat page is still not loading. So I'm going to have to end it there. But thanks to everybody that sent me the super chats. Next week, I'll go through them again, the ones from this one, before we get into new super chats. Before I even turn it on next week, I'll go through the ones we've already did here, because there were a few. Hopefully it will be working by then. But yeah, that walnut shrimp, man, it was pretty fucking delicious. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. I'm gonna get going. Yeah, just make sure to eat some salads. I'll give you some health advice. Drink water and eat salads. Because water is good. Stay hydrated, everybody. Have a good one. See you back here tomorrow for the My Hero Academia video. And then this week, we're gonna do some Bleach videos and, apparently a video on Boa Hancock using the petrification beam. And then also I want to do a video, obviously One Piece videos will be coming out as well. So thanks for watching. Tekking101, signing out.